Good morning, everybody. I'm More They Do, and today we're digging into the analytics of my latest video, The Law of No, I'm Not a Human. Before we do that, I'll just thank you all now, or else I'll spend the entire video doing it. Thank you all so much for this. I'm really happy you liked it. Alright, time to figure out why this law video did so well. By reaching 300k in 7 days, this video is by far the best performing video in the first week I've ever had. Just full stop. Nothing else comes close. For this video though, I'm going to compare it to the video that performed the best before this, which is the Fear and Hunger update video, which actually wasn't that long ago. In the first 7 days, the update video had 200,000 views, or just under, 23,000 watch hours, and look, I won't say the exact amount of ad revenue. By comparison, Not Human has 300k views, 68,000 watch hours, and over 3 times the ad revenue. There's a bit of a mismatch in the views to ad revenue ratio here, but views aren't the important thing. It's the watch hours. 3 times the watch time, 3 times the revenue. Breaking it down, Not Human gave me 1,845 watch hours per minute of video, and Update gave me 1,165 watch hours per minute. People were much more interested in the Not Human video than they were the Update video. But how much more did they enjoy it? So now let's look at the second most important thing, the retention graph. First, Not Human. The average viewed percentage is 36.8%. Of the video. If you broke down the watch time of each person that watched it, on average, every single person only watched it a third of the way through. And it sounds bad, but that's actually pretty good for a YouTube video. Not the best graph I've seen. Obviously there's better. But this is something you can be very happy with this number, right? Now compare it to Update. And it's not that different. Not Human is only slightly better. But again, even though you see the average percentage viewed is almost the same, the average view duration was much lower due to the Update video just being shorter. So if the average person only watched a third of Update, they're just watching less of my content. So that's why I have much less watch time overall from it. For a channel like mine where I'm not releasing videos at a rapid pace, longer videos are much better. You can probably think of law videos and video essays as closer to movies or maybe audio books where you tell a central story, and usually once someone is hooked, then they're going to stick around the entire time. So it can almost be as long as you want, right? And I've noticed that my shorter law videos don't do as well as the longer ones. Now let's look at the reach of the videos. Update got 2.2 million impressions, and impressions is how many people saw this on their homepage or in recommended. Almost 6% of those people clicked on it, which is pretty good. Really good, actually. People really wanted to know what was in the update. Compare this to Not Human, which is 5.2 million impressions and only 3.5% clicked on it. So what this suggests is that the title or the thumbnail could be better, but once people did click on it, they really liked it because it kept getting recommended. I do struggle a little trying to figure out what would be best for titles and thumbnails. I think that's probably my weakest point at the moment. What I do is I usually just go through, every once in a while I'll say, okay, what's the worst thing at the moment? Now I need to focus on that for a while. For a while it was my audio, and you may notice that the audio sounds a little better in general than it did a few months ago. And I'm just trying to do whack-a-mole, right? Whatever's worst at the moment is whack that, and then the next one, and then the next one. And we're slowly improving. As for traffic sources, it's normal except that Not Human is getting 30% of viewers from recommended videos. This suggests that the video is reaching outside of my normal audience quite a lot, which isn't that surprising because it's not a game I've covered before. So the recommended videos, the main ones are, there's 2 videos about the same game about No, I'm Not Human. 2 videos about the game Mouthwashing, which is another pretty big indie game at the moment. And another one is this. The idea that Not Human is reaching outside my normal audience is supported by the returning viewers stat. It tells you how many people who have watched your stuff before are coming back to watch this video. Only 71k of people who are normal More They Do viewers watch Not Human, but 128k did for Update. So this also suggests that Fear and Hunger fans tend to really just like Fear and Hunger, which is normal for particularly devoted fan bases. So Fear and Hunger is one of those games that has become a real internet phenomenon, right? You know, most games, they're a bit of flavor of the month. People say flavor of the month as a negative term, but the comparison is, you know, it's either you don't get much press, you get flavor of the month, or you carve out your own niche. And it's really, really, really hard to do that last thing. And I don't think that calling something a flavor of the month is inherently a bad thing, because a lot of content just isn't geared for that. And No, I'm Not Human is one of those things. It's not really geared to be one of those games that carves out a massive niche like Fear and Hunger. Intentionally or not, it's just not, right? So the Fear and Hunger fans tend to be people who are really devoted to Fear and Hunger. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. But people who like other flavor of the month games tend to be people who like flavor of the month horror games. And like, I'm not saying this to disparage No, I'm Not Human. I think it's an excellent game, but it's just completely different styles of fans. So this kind of ties into an idea that the GOAT MatPat talks about. You should be making 3 kinds of videos for your channel. One for your existing fans, one for the algorithm, and then one for you. My existing fans are mostly Fear and Hunger fans. There's a lot of crossover there. So to make videos for them, obviously that's stuff like Fear and Hunger lore, the video about the upcoming Terminator update, that sort of stuff. One for the algo is, it's a video like No, I'm Not Human. It's a video covering a hot topic or a flavor of the month game that I think will do well with new viewers. And I guess I was right this time. And the final one, the video for me, they're ones that are more experimental and even self-indulgent. So that's a video like, I made an analog horror in 7 days. They're a bit of a moonshot. I did think that would do well in the algo, but it's not proven at all. So doing a video about No, I'm Not Human wasn't that much of a risk, even though most of my fans are Fear and Hunger fans, because it's a hot game. The format is similar to what I'm doing. So I'm fairly confident. I was confident I could hit 100K on that video. I didn't expect 3 times that in 7 days. I honestly didn't. I thought it would just be okay. It was basically a sure bet, right? I wasn't worried about that one doing poorly at all. But something like I made an analog horror, I knew from the start that was a very experimental one. I still thought it would do well. I didn't think it would do that poorly. And again, that's because, you know, I've gone over this 100 times. It's because it was a video made for nobody, right? It was too experimental. I don't know if I'd call it too self-indulgent. I wasn't making it just for me. You know, like I wasn't thinking like, I wasn't thinking like, I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm just going to make this for me, right? I was making it for viewers, but those viewers didn't exist. So anyway, I've talked about that video enough. And of course, videos can bridge the gaps, right? Bridge the categories, right? So the videos that I do that are secrets of Fear and Hunger, they're for me because they're easier to make, but they're also sort of for the Fear and Hunger fans too. So you can bridge the gap, right? Video recommendations, going back to the video recommendations, they can give you a suggestion about what videos or connections to make in the future. So what this is suggesting is that a mouthwashing video would probably do all right on my channel. I'm probably not going to do one though, because there's basically no lore in that game. It's not a lore game, right? And I don't think I can say anything that hasn't already been said. I don't know what I would add to the conversation there. And I like picking videos where I can do something unique. So I want people to know that if they click on one of my videos, it's going to be something that they couldn't see anywhere else. And if I did a mouthwashing video, it wouldn't be that. I don't think there's anything I could add to the conversation there. So one thing to mention is the video idea. Mr. Beast says that the idea is the most important part of the video. It's hands down the most important part, right? And honestly, that's been made very clear to me lately. No, I'm Not a Human is a really hot topic right now, so naturally that would get a lot of views. Like going back to me saying that, you know, I wasn't worried about the video doing poorly because it's a hot topic. And it's an inversion of the analog horror video I made. Again, I just went through this. I think I'm at the stage where I can make a good video about a wide range of topics, but my success will come from picking the right topics. And I think that might be again, one of my weak points, right? You know, thumbnail and titles are one of my weak points. I'm picking the topics is tough at the moment, and that's something I'm a little worried about, because if I'm sinking 2 or 3 weeks into a video, it has to be a good topic. It has to be. And if I don't, then, well, again, it's exactly like that. The reason I keep going back to the analog horror video is because I sunk so much time into it, and you know, it was, according to the analytics, it was a good video, but it just did so poorly because the idea was just wrong. It was just a wrong idea. So it's a very, it mind broke me. It mind broke me, that video. It did a bit. And so that's where I'm at the moment. Is I'm really, I'm hesitant about some ideas. I have some good ideas, but it's still like, I'm still very, very worried. I'm a lot less confident about my ideas than I was before that. So every month or so, there's a new hot flavor of the month indie game, right? You know, like hell, this month there were 2. There was Mouthwashing, and then there was No, I'm Not a Human. So, you know, there's always that sort of content, but those sort of things you can't predict ahead of time. It's just all of a sudden, oh, this blew up, right? And even if you could predict it ahead of time, it's like you get like 2 days warning, you know, because all of a sudden it's all over TikTok because the kids think it's funny, and you know, you got people like Manly Badass Hero video blows up to 1 gazillion views out of nowhere for no reason, and nobody understands why. In the long term, I'm not worried. It's just one of those things where it's like, I know there's going to be more of these games blow up. It's just going to happen. That's just how it works, right? I don't know what they are though, and so I can't plan around it. I don't know when it's going to happen, and I don't know what they are. And I'm trying to plan videos like a couple of months in advance, and I just can't. You can't with that. I need to go with the flow a bit. I'll almost certainly do a video about the full game of No, I'm Not a Human though when it releases. There's no official release date yet, as far as I'm aware. I haven't checked in a couple of days, so. And by the time this video comes out, this video will be coming out in like a week, like publicly. So who knows by then? Maybe I should learn a little Russian by then, because I was struggling a bit with some of those words. But yes, thank you for watching, guys. Especially thank you to the patrons. And remember, the best way to support the channel is the Patreon. Get to see videos a week early, scripts for main channel videos, and your name in the credits. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Muley Duke, and remember, you're never alone in the dark.